Hi there. Today we're going to look at the hole function, and even though it seems quite simple, it's got some tricky parts, especially when you get into threads and things like that. So let's go ahead and get started right away. We'll be looking at these different dimensions. The one that's missing is right here, but that is shown down below here. It's the last picture. And you will want to refer back to these pictures. They don't match up exactly with what we're looking at, but they will give you a good idea of how to do this. And then the clearance hole is the last one where you put a bolt in there. They didn't give you that information in the original drawing, but it's all there. You just have to go down and through all of these and one at a time and you'll get it. So we first need to start off the chunk of steel that we're going to be working with. That's going to be 4 inches in diameter, 1.5 inches thick. So let's go ahead and slide that over to my other monitor, and I will go ahead and open up Autodesk Inventor. Very good. And we'll go with new. And again, we're still working within the inches, so we'll use English. We'll create, start a 2D sketch. The original sketch is quite simple, actually. So we'll just make a circle, and that needs to be 4 inches in diameter. And escape. Let's see how that turned out. Yep, we got 4 inches there. We're going to finish the sketch, and we're going to extrude that out 1.5 inches, 1.5, 1.5, make it a little bit bigger, and then say OK. So now we have the basic piece. Now we just need to put 5 holes in there in the right place. Easier said than done. So create a sketch right here. We will want to go to a construction line, and we'll want to make a circle from the center. And that is 2.5 inches in diameter. Hit enter and then escape. Very good. And then we'll want to go up to point and make a point right there, right where those two lines intersect. Make a point and then hit escape. And now what we'll want to do, you know what, I think I may have had the construction line. I got to get rid of the construction line, put a point right there. Here we go. Perfect. This time it'll work better because the construction line is turned off. And then what we'll want to do is actually use the circular function. We'll want to choose the geometry, which is that point. And we'll want to choose the axis or the circle right here. And it says it gives us 6. We only want 5 of those, and then click OK. So now we've got the 5 points where we want them to be. So we'll finish that sketch, and we'll begin with the first hole. So we'll go up to hole. And it's going to want to do all of them. And that's a little bit problematic for us right now because we want to only do one at a time and they're all going to be different. So what we're going to do in order to fix that problem is you click on Shift and then you click on each hole that you don't want to have in the picture. And that first hole, it needs to be 0.25 all the way through. So it's just a regular hole. And it needs to go straight on through, all the way through. And the size of the hole, I need to get rid of that. The size of the hole needs to be 0.25. It goes straight through all of the way. There is no seat. It's a simple hole, straight through at 1/4 of an inch, 0.25. And then we will click OK. But when we do that, we've lost all of our reference points. So that is how we need to find those. In order to do that, now this is just a little bit tricky. You go up to where it says hole in the browser, you click on the plus, and now this is even trickier yet. You right click on your mouse, right click, and then you want to share the sketch. Okay, so you share the sketch and now it pops back up there. So that is pretty nice to have those reference points. So then we'll just go to hole. And again, it wants to do all of them, but we're going to just hit shift and get rid of the other ones. 1, 2, 3 that we don't want it to do. And we'll take a look at the next hole down. Now I'm on my other screen, and the first hole we just did a simple through hole. Now we're going to do a counter bore. And so we'll want to look at the counter bore. Let's see. We'll hover over that. Sure enough, that is the counter bore that we want. But now we need to put in the right dimensions for that counter bore. That top number is going to be 0.75. And the one below it is going to be 0.25. And the one below that is going to be 0.375. Ooh, but it's doing all of the holes that I didn't want it to do all the holes. And so now what I need to do is shift and click on there. Whew. I thought I messed it up here. Well, let's hope that's good. And then 0.75, 0.25, 0.375, and click OK. So we've got one more hole done. This is our original one. It still should be good. Yep, it is. All right, so we're going to start working on this one next. So we'll go with hole. And we'll want to make sure and shift and click off the ones that we don't want it to be. Okay, now it didn't select this one that time. I'm surprised it selected that in the first place, but who knows. So now we're going to go with Countersink, which is this one right here. So it's a Countersink, and it's just a standard. So we have this one and then this one done, Countersink. We'll click on that, and we want that to be at 0.75. That is correct. At 82 degrees, that is correct. And 0.375, that is correct. So we didn't really need to change anything, and it is going all the way through. So we'll hit OK. That was pretty simple. We didn't have to change too much. Got fortunate there. So we'll go to hole one more time, and we'll want to make sure and hit shift and get rid of this one and this one, because we do not want that putting that hole in there. So that was Countersink. This one we're going to do next is a tapped hole, which just means it's a threaded hole. And so we'll want to click on that. So it's threaded, and it doesn't have, it just is threaded straight through. It doesn't have any seat to it, so we'll say none to that. And it's the ANSI, Unified Screw Threads. The size of that is, you're going to scroll up to get to 0.25, 1/4 inch 20. The class it wants is a 1B, so we'll change that to a 1B. We do want the threads to go all the way through this is going to make the hole go all the way through, but we want the threads to go all the way through as well. So what we're going to do, instead of having the threads go 0.5, we're going to have them go 1.5, so that those threads go all the way through. And then you click OK. And then if you look closely, you can actually see that there are threads right in there. You got to look pretty close, and those threads should have gone all the way through to the other side. And I think I'm seeing threads in there. We'll take a closer look. Yep, sure enough, there are threads in there. Perfect. We'll get back to where we were. And we have one hole left. Let's see what that might be. Okay, it's chosen the one I want to do. And I am going to hit shift and make sure it does not do this one. Good. I think we're good that way. We'll see. And so we'll go down to the last one, which is a clearance hole. In order to get that right, we have to put in, well, first we need to click on clearance hole. And then we also want to make sure that it's hex head bolt and it's a 1/2 inch and it's a normal fit. And then it gives you, because it's 1/2 inch, that would be 0.500. It gives you an extra about 15 thousandths on both sides. And so that goes all the way through, and then we click OK. And that looks pretty good. We've got all the different types of holes in there. We put a clearance hole and tapered, and we did this one as well. Countersink and the counter bore. We've got all of them. We've got the threaded one. And so this is pretty good. We do have this thing on here that I don't like the looks of it. So let's go over to Sketch. I'm going to right click on that and then click on get rid of the check on visibility to get rid of that. Now you can change it to a different default. Flake satin blue, what will that do? Oh, that looks all right. That looks pretty sweet actually. So we've got different colors and that looks really sweet. So then it's just a matter of saving it. Come over here, the fourth one over, and you'll want to save it not as part 6, but as just say hole. Or holes if you want to, because we put in 5 holes. And then save that. And that should do it. There are some tricky parts there. Hopefully I was able to explain those as we went through. But if you have any questions, just let me know. Of course, I am happy to help. Have a great day.